In this topic, you will learn how to apply payments to Supplier BP invoices. Now, after defining the payment entry types or the payment entry screens, you can manually enter a payment and associate it with an invoice or an order. Now, this is carried out in the payment receipt entry function, where you can enter payments by payment transaction type, as well as generate a journal by the payment entered, or view the posting stages that remain to be carried out. Now let's take a look at applying payments to Supplier BP invoices. Let's say you went out and purchased some office supplies with a manual check, and the AP clerk entered and posted the invoice, and now you need to apply the payment to the invoice. To do this, you go to the APAR accounting module, you go to the payments block, and as mentioned earlier, the payment receipt entry function. When you load the entry function, because of all the different types of payment entry types that were created, you select the entry type. You can enter multiple different types, and we would like to enter a manual check. So we go to the manual check entry function. Now, based on the entry type that was designed, you can have multiple different types of setups, meaning multiple different types of fields that are available, fixed columns on the line, and so forth. So to enter a manual check, you have to click New. The payment number grays out. Once created, the payment number is generated from a sequence counter. You enter in the site, the business partner, control account default is from the business partner accounting code. The address code is displayed. The accounting date, that's the date that the transaction will post to the general ledger. We also set it up where we have a reference field where you can enter details, a description field to enter details, so I can enter details here that these were office supplies. Then we select the bank that the check is going to be drawn on or was drawn on. The currency defaults, and you can modify that. And then we enter the amount of the check. And you also enter the check number. The currency defaults, as you can see here. You can see the fields that are actually required by the asterisk above each field. Now the next thing you do is we select open items from the left list, and it'll pull by the business partner if there are any open items for this business partner, and sure enough there is. Because we already noted down the document number, we select the number that we would like to apply. Once applied, the line populates with that information. The next thing we do is create. The document number is generated. As mentioned earlier, you can actually view the posting stages for the document as you go along. What I mean by that is in the right panel, I can select milestones. Milestones will tell us what is next, what is the process forward. After selecting, it says the next step is bank posting. Now, to bank post, I can post it in the posting function, but I can also post the transaction here as well, just by clicking on Post. I can enter a date or just go with the accounting date that's on the transaction. And so the transaction has been posted, the document has been created for the general ledger, and I can also view the transaction in the general ledger by using the zoom and the accounting document. And as you can see it here, I can load it. It takes me to the general ledger and shows me the transaction that was generated for the general ledger. In addition, it does show the status at this point that the transaction or the payment is now in the bank. And now you know how to apply payments to a Supplier BP invoices and the different types of payments that you're able to apply.